nighttime ramblings. Hopefully this is helpful to someone, and if not, we'll just put it down as a ship's log for a personal note. There's a lot of compression at the moment. I know different people are feeling it at different points. Some people are saying, everything's great, they're fantastic for 2 or 3 days, and then they're smacked, like, physically, bogged down again, like really, not bogged, but hit hard, like hard working really hard. Other people are feeling pretty good all the way through, and others are like just wading through the sludge. And so the easiest language I have for this is like computer tech speak, and knowing full well that what I'm talking about, the energetics were first, and the digital technology, and all of the software, hardware stuff, it's all a copy of what came before. So this is like reverse engineering language. But it feels like we are getting purged, mostly at night. It is happening through the day as well, but either the sun is helping, perhaps, or we're just distracted enough with what's going on that we're not noticing the scenarios dropping out. But it feels like most of it is happening at night. Really interesting dreams, like closing out dreams, family members that you haven't dreamt about in a long time, dead friends and relatives coming back in dreams, old scenarios, old places that you've been or seen, all these old things that we thought we'd closed out, done with, finished with. It's like they're coming back around again, and a lot of people are reporting lots of dreams through the night. Like, either they can't remember anything from the night, which means they were really busy, or they're reporting like many multiple dreams a night like this. Just slightly wacky. You wouldn't really expect that person in that place with that person in that scenario, and then it finishes, and then another one comes up, and then it finishes, then another one. And it really feels to me like a data decompression, or data compression, sorry, and then a dump. So it's almost like all the data's already been recorded, and this is just going back over the files, the fragmented files that are left behind, because I've certainly felt, and a lot of people I've spoken to, especially since the 8th, this just feels lighter. We feel like we're in a different space. It feels a lot lighter, like there's less in here, less something, less density, don't know. Certainly not floating off the ground yet. So the lack of density hasn't quite come through to levity, but that's how it feels to a lot of people. It feels less dense somehow. So it feels like a lot has gone, a lot's left, a weight's lifted off a lot of people's shoulders. But we seem to be going through this compression, like this game of Tetris. We're going into these crazy dreams and Tetrising these situations, trying to get them to compress enough and fit into some sort of a shape, so that then they can go however that is. Then they can be wiped, then they can be put through the pipeline, whatever. But it's like these random bits and bytes that have been left over, fragmented files that are kind of getting all squished and smooshed together to see what attracts and what repels, what will fit and what won't. And from my personal experience, if it doesn't fit together at all, if something in the scenario doesn't work and the dream just kind of does not compute and drops out, it comes back again the next night with certain parameters changed, same thing, different people. same people, different place. It's like it's the only way I can put words to it, English words that make any sort of random sense, is that we've got all these fragmented files that can't find a home still in us, and we're just kind of rolling them around in the washing machine to see which ones stick to each other so we can jettison them, because we don't want to lose them. I mean, these are hard-won memories. These are hard-fought-for experiences. Like, you did the time. You're in the body. You worked damn hard to get that memory, whether it was enjoyable or unenjoyable. Worked your ass off for it. You're not just going to throw it away without trying to fit it together somehow with something. You're at least going to give it a few shots before you chuck it in the bin. So yeah, that really feels to me like I don't know what that means. I don't know what's next. Don't ask me. But that's what this feels like at the moment. And we're the 10th. It's the night of the 10th where I am. So 10th of August. The Schumann's been doing its thing. The solar storm, KP index, all that stuff. So earthquakes, huge. A day ago it was 115 earthquakes in 24 hours, and not small ones. I don't know what the last 24 hours has been like. So if this whole place is a mirror, a consciousness mirror, and it's rigged up so that everything that we notice or see is actually an internal process that's thrown out on the wall in front of us so we can check its nuts and bolts and workings and try and massage it into some sort of shape or reason, then that solar storm and Schumann and all that business, that tells you something really big is going on internally. There's a massive internal process afoot, and I'm not out and about in and around a lot of people much, but I was at the local little midweek local farmers market today for a couple of hours, and everyone looks like they've been through the washing machine, and I mean everyone. There was not a person. People were in good spirits. We were laughing. It was all, we weren't dragging our feet and doom and gloom, but the washing machine look. The look like the child cried all night, or the dog barked all night, or the tap dripped all night, or whatever it was. Like, yeah, people are getting stretched. There's no doubt about that. So, yeah, just remember that. Just remember that touching the earth, which is touching your body. Anytime you read or hear about those old stories where something tried to happen and they tried to throw the hero or the sage off balance, and he just smiled and touched the earth, grounded himself and reminded himself of who he was. You're touching your body. The earth is a stand-in for your body. Like, that's your anchor. So when you're in the washing machine, just physically touch your own body and go, yeah, we're in this thing. Like, here we are. But even though I feel like I'm knocked out of balance and I'm getting thrown all over the place, if I am in a physical body, I am anchored. I am in an anchored state. So being out of balance, if you're in a physical body, is very, very, very relative. Because think of all those higher and lower beings around us that don't have that anchor. Some of them don't need it because they've got their spin dialed in just squeaky, and so they're good. But there's a lot of them, their spin's really wonky. It's like a whopped wheel. The wheel weight fell off and it's whoop, 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 like they're out. You just know it. can feel them when they come around, or when someone comes around that's got one in or on their body, like they're way out of whack, and they don't have an anchor, so they're just going to fly off into who knows where if they can't anchor themselves down to someone else's body, which is what they do. So no matter how wild it gets, you're in this thing, like you're in the spine. You're not just attached, you're not just hanging out in someone's shoulder or someone's kneecap, or you're not some add-on like some of these other energetic beings are. You're in this thing. You are front and center, locked in, anchored down, and operating and ejecting and expanding from here. And anytime you need to retreat, boom, straight back into the spine. Solid anchor, home base. Get yourself together again. So no matter how crazy and off balance you feel like you are, that is very, very relative. You're good. Have a good night.